Hi, welcome to this P3 quick tip video on how to use your P3 as an ArtNet bridge or streaming ACM bridge to do pixel mapping from your lighting console. Because sometimes you get into the situation where you have a bunch of Skeptrons or similar products that you just want to pixel map and you don't want to run video on them. So to do that, you will need a P3 controller or a P3 PC just living on a laptop somewhere on the network to act as a bridge. So no more separate PSUs and RDM addressing. So the way you go through it then is to, of course, map out your P3 products in the way they should be. Then of course you can check with your test patterns that you have your fixtures out there. You can probably see vaguely out there when I do device number, or if I do full test patterns, that you have them out here. The thing with device number is that shows where pixel 1 is. And as you see here, I've got a zigzag rig with each Skeptron turned opposite ways, so rotated 180 degrees, which is very easy to do and manipulate in P3 because you just rotate them. On lighting console input, you need to flip the pixels of every other product in there to make it simple for you. Otherwise you can rotate them 180 degrees in your Pixelmap engine if you have a console that can do that. So here I've got 17 Skeptrons that I have patched in P3 Pixelmap mode. So I can just redo that so you can see how simple it is. So I will just delete my controls, select my Skeptrons, add controls, choose P3 Pixelmap, which is then just RGB and as many segments as you like. So I've chosen to go with 20. So you have your options here in the drop down list. So 20 is quite many, but that was what I had parameters for in my desk. And I want to do consecutive channels. I want to do streaming ACN starting from universe 1, address 1. That now creates my controls. So this is now 20 segments per fixture, so 60 channels. So RGB, RGB, RGB 20 times. And then, of course, my streaming ACN input is being received, lights up, because in the console, I've already gone through and patched my fixtures. In Pixelmap mode, the fixtures will completely ignore any video input and just respond to the DMX from the lighting console. So, my work here is basically done, but I want to show you a quick thing on the console just to make sure you see what I mean with flipping the pixels. So in here, I've got every other Skeptron normally patched. So this is a normal, and then I've modified the fixture into a flipped one where pixel 20 is 1 and pixel 19 is 2 and so on, which now means all my pixels are in the correct order. So this means if I select my fixtures, I start an effect in here. I of course need to deselect my test pattern from P3 because that overrides the incoming DMX. So that's a good note to not forget that. And also check in DMX and motion that you can receive DMX, so disable controls is not enabled. That is a good tip. And then in your MA or in your lighting controller, just choose an effect like the one I have here. I can choose a phase for my whole feature. Go to 0 through 360. That will now make the effect nice and fluid. Since I'm in 20 segments, I've got a quite nice resolution for the effects anyways. If I want an even higher resolution on my effects than just this, I can switch to a layout view to have all my Skeptrons visible in here as the 20 segments. Run an effect that runs up and down instead of in from center out or outside in. Then this really shows the 20 segments in full use here. You see it runs really smooth even though it's just 20 segments on a 100 segment fixture. So you can get by on low segment count and still do quite interesting effects. If you do a fully randomized effect, then you start seeing the different parts and the 20 segments a bit clearer in here. So you can get really far with 20 segments on a fixture, or even just by 10 if you don't have any video input coming in and you just want something fun to happen on your Skeptrons on your shows. So this is the way to use the P3 Pixelmap mode that fully ignores video input and just takes DMX input, and using P3 and power ports as your source to avoid all those small boxes and avoid all the RDM addressing. Because as you saw, this was a really easy setup to get all your addresses to your fixtures. So please have fun using it on your shows going forward. Thank you for watching this quick tip video.